Welcome back to another episode of Lineage View. I can't get my words out today, also I'm Lineage View. Today we're going to be talking about Irn Bru. Let's go. Welcome back into another video, guys. Hope you guys are doing fantastically. Hope you had a great weekend. Thankfully the lighting is saving me from looking incredibly sunburnt right now, which I am again, as I was in the last video, as I was in the one before that. Just getting all the vitamin D this year. Anyway, so this is going to be a little bit of a discussion about a very popular British drink, Scottish drink more specifically, called Irn Bru. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is Irn Bru. So this is a pretty iconic drink in the UK, especially in Scotland where it's most popular. Let's talk about this drink a little bit more in detail. So you may be asking, why is this English person talking about this very traditionally Scottish drink? I'm Welsh, therefore I'm exempt. What you get? Come on, we don't have Welsh drinks, we just... Anyway, so I feel like that gives me the right to talk about this drink. So it's seemingly becoming less and less popular in England and Wales. However, in Scotland, it's as popular as it has ever been. And throughout the 100-something years that it's been out, the recipe naturally changes. To let you into a little bit of British tradition, we like to complain about a lot of things, believe it or not. For example, there's a lot of controversies that go on that are very nationalised, but they don't really reach other countries. For example, years ago, we started being charged for carrier bags in supermarkets.
Even with the best one in the world.
That was a pretty big deal. However, again, as a Welsh person, we started getting charged for that years before, and we were well adjusted by the time that tradition came to England. It's about 5p for a carrier bag, sometimes 10p. You know, the other day I paid 50p for a plastic bag. I'm like, what the heck? 50p for a bag? Anyway, that's one of the things that we complain about. However, in recent years, 2018 to be specific, there was a thing called the sugar tax, which means that everything that contained sugar was suddenly taxed higher. I don't really know the reason for it, I just know that we had to get on board with it. Basically, things like energy drinks got hit the worst because obviously they contain a lot of sugar. I think it's more specifically to do with drinks than products with food in them. Food products with sugar in them. Okay. So again, Red Bull, Monster, Rockstar, they all got hit the worst. Some of them chose to absorb the costs like Rockstar, or you had people like Monster, companies like Monster, which reduced the size of the cans, which used to be 500ml, now they're 440ml as a standard. Red Bull have kind of done a similar thing, they've kept the standard 250ml cans, and then you have slightly reduced cans at 473ml. Anyway, it was a big palaver. Now we're paying the same amount but getting less. That wasn't the biggest problem with Irn Bru, especially in Scotland. What the company decided to do instead was, initially they raised the prices, but people weren't happy with that. So instead they rolled back on that, and instead they reduced the amount of sugar in the drink to keep the people happy, keep the price the same, and there was riots. The people rioted. It wasn't the same, you know? And then amongst this talk, there was a lot of talk about Irn Bru being discontinued in the rest of the UK except for Scotland. It was a big travesty. It was a big deal, big ordeal, honestly. Here is a modern day can of Irn Bru. I found this in the street and I brought it home, which is what inspired this video. So, let's try this now and see what we think of the current Irn Bru. Also, pro tip, okay, do you ever get those cans that you just can't get the lid up? You know, you just can't get your finger under? Well, push that down and then pull it. Push it down, just push this part down. I've lived my whole life not knowing this. You're welcome. For free. This lid is not the case, so it's fine. Oh! It was like I stood on a grenade then, Jesus. Bottoms up, dudes. I mean, I know what this tastes like because I have this all the time. But anyway, it's fantastic. You may be asking yourself, I live in America or Canada. I've never bought this, I've never seen this drink anywhere. Why don't we have this drink? Is it just a British thing? Well, yes, but also no. According to Google, Irn Bru and Diet Irn Bru have been formulated since 2002 by AG Barr to meet regulations for food colouring of the US Food and Drug Administration. So 4R used in the UK formulation is prohibited by the FDA, and that's why it's banned. So That's unfortunate. Sorry, dudes. But you guys have the nicest drinks anyway, so, you know, eye for an eye and whatnot. Now we've tried the modern day version, it's time to go back ever so slightly. Let's go very, very late 1800s, like 1899. Everyone else is making these Irn Bru drinks at the moment. You know, it wasn't exclusive to one company. They didn't originally invent the drink. They were just there when there was an Irn Bru boom, okay? They invented their recipe, but there was still a really crowded market because there wasn't one Irn Bru that was better than the other. You may wonder why Irn Bru is spelt IRNBRU and not Irn Bru as you would expect it spelt phonetically. Well, it was quite clever really. They couldn't copyright Irn Bru as a term unless it was spelt differently. Therefore, they took Irn Bru and spelt it their own unique way just to get around copyright. But you know what? It sticks out today because it's spelt funny as well. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword, double-edged marketing sword, you know? So that's the reason why Irn Bru is spelt the way that it is today, to get around copywriting this drink. So naturally the recipe has changed over the years many times. It's one of those flavors it's just indescribable, but it's fantastic. However, after the whole palaver in 2018, Bar decided to release an original flavor drink of Irn Bru, which is what we have here today. Well dudes, I think it is time to try some Irn Bru. Oh my god. Okay. That was all on me, to be fair. I poured it all wrong. There is still a significant head on this, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Kind of nervous now, you know? So essentially, I'm expecting this to be the same sort of taste, just a lot more sugary. This is way more sugary than the original.
This is the first time for me in the Marvel universe.
Here we go, here we go. Oh wow. Okay. It's like the same but different. Hold on. Okay, let's keep going, yeah. That is very strange. Like, I imagine if you tried like a Coca-Cola recipe from 100 years ago, aside from the cocaine being in it, I bet it would taste very, very different. You know, every time you look at it, it's like a new and improved recipe. This tastes almost not as carbonated, but I kind of like that. That is really good. I feel like I need to go and brush my teeth now. But that is really good. Is it better? It's hard to tell. I think the new version is just as good. If anything, the new one for me tastes sweeter, but I think that's because there's artificial sweeteners in there too. Well dudes, this has been a fun video. Well, we should do this again sometime. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Comment down below what you'd like to see, like this, or like something else, you know? I'm always down for new video ideas. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and here is some outro music. See you in a bit.